Story. Trevor, thank you for being with us here today. First of all, just want to ask you, when we look at this video, you can see that you're kind of in shock and trying to grasp everything that happened. How are you doing here less than a week removed from that?
Yeah, I mean, the shock is still there. I would say it's feeling a little more normal each day. But I mean, I always go back and start thinking of that time, and I'm still in shock. I thank God that I'm still here. The only reason I am is because of God.
It truly took a miracle, Trevor. Take us back to this moment, because when we're looking at the video, you're saying something about like, hey, there's a tornado outside, and then everything kind of collapses around you. Walk us through how quickly all of this evolved.
Yeah, I was on a phone call with my grandpa about 20 seconds before this, and I had the tornado warnings and the alerts going off on my phone, but we've had about 50 of those within the last 3 months. So I did not take it as serious as I should have. And that's a lesson I learned. I think that's a lesson everyone can learn, to take the warnings seriously. And I was on the phone with my grandpa outside. He said one touchdown near me, and then I looked up in the clouds and said, "That's a weird looking cloud." And then I walked back inside, and about 20 seconds later, it started to get real windy, and then it got very intense very quick, and it swept the whole house out.
I mean, you spoke to something that is so real, especially for a state of Illinois. You guys have record amount of tornadoes, 200 of them. You get that storm fatigue. But when you have these tornadoes, they only last a moment, but they change your life instantly. And when you look at this video, I think what's incredible is you're capturing the moment it happens. The screen turns black, and then you come to, and you're sitting there looking around. What was that like to emerge and kind of be able to see what was left of your shelter?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel real. Honestly, I started the video because I was gonna send it to my friend and say it's getting really nasty out there. Even though I saw that cloud, I had no idea that the tornado was gonna go right through my house like that. And it was a house I was renting. It's not my house, but yeah, it was in the matter of probably 15 seconds from where it went all black to this part right here, where I realized it was light. I saw the light, and then I waited a little bit, made sure I was safe, got out and looked around, and just saw nothing still standing. There wasn't a single part of the house still standing.
Wow. I mean, when we look at this video, just shows you how scary all of this can be in just a matter of moments. I want to ask you, what made you continue to record after all of this? Because when you're watching the footage back for the first time and you look at this and you kind of relive that, what stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, the night it happened, I knew I had the video and I couldn't watch it. I was still just in shock. And then I woke up the next morning and watched it, and I was blown away by what I captured because I didn't understand it. And I mean, I don't know exactly why I started recording. I don't even know how I still have my phone in my hand. But all I could do was, I mean, once everything went black and I had no control of my body, I just started calling on Jesus' name. I was yelling, "Jesus, be with me, Jesus, save me." And then about 15 seconds of total blackness and no control of my body, I realized I was sitting down underneath where the house used to be, and it was light, and I started feeling around and making sure I was all right. And amazingly, I was fine with a few scrapes and bruises.
Trevor, I want to take us back to that moment here, because I think we're addressing the video and what it was like. And I want to play that for everybody at home if they're just tuning in, wondering exactly what it's like to live through a tornado. Let's listen to this, and I want to get your reaction, of course, of what unfolded.
Bro, there's a tornado outside right now. Oh my gosh. What in the world just happened? Well, this was insane. I mean, I feel all right. I got scraped up. That was insane. The whole house that I'm living in just... Oh, my car's tore up. My whole house is tore up. The Lord saved me. My grandpa was just on the phone with me, and I'm glad he didn't hear what just happened, because I was freaking out. I thought I could die. I don't even know what to do right now.
Trevor, terrifying. But I want to ask you, in that moment, you say, okay, I referenced my grandpa. I was just talking to him. You don't have your car. Your home that you were renting is gone. What were the next few minutes or hours like? When was it when you were actually able to talk to somebody else and figure out exactly what just happened here?
Right. I was just in complete shock, realizing that I was all right. I couldn't believe it. And I stayed in that little cubby that God put me in. And then I finally felt like it was okay for me to walk out and see what was going on. And actually, because I was taking the video, my phone died. I probably didn't use my phone for the best thing in that moment, but that's what I did. And I started walking around and I saw one guy over there and I walked up and he asked me, he said, "Which one of these houses were you in?" And I pointed at the house I was in and he said, "That was a house?" And I said, "It used to be, yeah." And he was like, "How are you okay?" And all I could say was God. And I found him, and then my landlords actually live right behind me. They lost everything, everything, their family home that they grew up in. They walked out. Everyone was just in complete shock. And then some
Oof.
guy drove me to the neighbors down the road that had a basement, and all of our neighbors kind of huddled in that house. And I waited for my dad to come pick me up. My dad came straight there as soon as he could.
So that's what I want to ask you about, because we're looking at visuals, of course, on Thursday of last week. You're seeing the cleanup effort. You address your landlords. It wasn't just one home that got hit. What does this look like for your recovery journey? What does the next few weeks or months look like for you?
Yeah, the crazy thing is I'm moving to Indiana to be closer to my daughter soon. So it was my last month in that house. It was my last 2 weeks in that house. And right now, I mean, the generosity of my community, my church, my family, even strangers on the internet that saw my video, they donated a lot to this GoFundMe Stephanie Martin had set up for me, who's just a mom, a caretaker from somewhere else that thought I could use a GoFundMe. And the generosity of everybody has got me to the point where I'll be able to get furniture, a bed for my daughter, our necessities. And right now, I'm just trying to raise more money to help the other families that lost more than me, is really what I'm trying to do. Because I think I have enough to cover my needs. I didn't own the house, I lost a lot, but still, people lost more than me.
It shows that you're paying it forward, taking care of the community that's taking care of you, and a special type of thing. God saved you from this, and now a special moment for you and your daughter to get closer here in the weeks and months ahead. Tornado survivor Trevor Kreke, thank you for joining us and sharing your story here on Fox Weather.
Thank you.